New baskets, better tee pads, but how the hell are we fixing foot faults? What's up, disgenerates? I'm Jefferson, back in the minivan, and this is the Disc Golf World. Big thanks to all our Patreon members for your continued support. Without you guys, I wouldn't have had enough gas to get all the way to Rock Hill for USDGC. I've been on the Winthrop property since Friday, recording pros practicing, so if you want to be in a video, hit us up. I know you're watching, and we want this preview to be the best yet, so make sure to subscribe for that on Thursday. For now, we gotta head back to the MVP Open, because Swiss and I didn't want to give it any real attention, but then the posts started popping up on social media, and after they continued, and we received some on our own videos, felt like it was worth noting. Here's a quick clip of that final putt for you one more time, and make sure to look closely.
Oh, he called it.
Some were quick to post about the foot fault, others waited until DGPT posted their congrats to share their thoughts, just under those people still mad about spoilers. Fans kept at it for a couple days, going back and forth, some dying on the hill that step putts needed to be banned altogether, as Proctor just stole $15K from the guy with the $10 million contract. Thankfully, some awesome individual posted this on Reddit, which is a clear angle that James did in fact not foot fault, finally putting that to rest. Although the issue surrounding foot faults will never be over, and to say it doesn't affect professionals' games would actually be insane. Players have had to make changes to the way they approach Circle 2 directly because of the comment sections. Chris Dickerson is an example, and more recently, Kristen Tatar, going away from the jumper as the armchair referees have kept a creepily too close eye on her. Unfortunately, right now, it seems you're left with two options. Either team ban step putts, or not. Or I guess there's those that say move Circle 1 back, but I'm on the side of don't fucking change a thing or I won't be able to make a putt outside 32 feet. So how about we cool it there? I also think no matter where you put the circle, there will always be a problem asking other players on the card to make the call on their peers, some that might be close friends. Or the fact that you not only have to be locked in on a player's foot, but also when they release a disc in order to tell if it was a footfall or not. Which is not the easiest thing to do in the world, especially when I hope no one is under the assumption that their cardmates are intentionally trying to cheat. I think that should be reiterated as well. No player on tour is trying to gain an advantage by foot faulting. It's actually counterproductive to do. And then we got this dude Cody over here who I can only assume has never had fun in his life. I'm gonna throw up this post, but I encourage you not to read it, as I'll give you a quicker breakdown that will have you lose less brain cells. Not that listening to me typically helps that, just in this case, it'll be at least slightly better. Mr. Cody wanted to point out that during Proctor's celebration, he shifted the basket back and forth before the other players finished the hole. Mr. No Fun goes on to say James deliberately moved the target, which changed the position for other competitors, which then should have resulted in a penalty. Sounds like you need someone to hug you like Proctor did that basket. Literally no one had anything to say about the celebration, plus do you not know how baskets are put into the ground? It didn't move location at all for any of the other players. Can't believe there's an actual complaint about one of the best reactions to a win all season. Extremely weird. Kinda like all those people really thinking they saw a foot fault that no one else did on the course. And if we're gonna nitpick anything about Proctor's victory, can we talk about the Championship Sunday lead card fit? I know you used to teach middle schoolers, but now you're out there looking like Gannon. But at least he has the excuse of his mom no longer laying out his outfits on the floor every morning. To be fair, driving into Maple Hill, I got mistaken for James Proctor by a group of fans, which is funny because this is the third time this year it's happened. But if we were standing next to each other, you'd quickly realize I'm only about up to the dude's nipples. Okay, on that note, Paul Macbeth from 69.
Macbeth at 69.
I just told myself, you just got to will this one in there. Whatever you have, just will it in there.
This man is unbelievable. This is what athletes live for. This is the moment.
Hey, sorry by the way, that's the only ad we got from the DGPT to use, and I'm sure by now it's gotten pretty annoying, just like all those spitouts we've seen this year. Good thing the DGPT is hosting its initial equipment testing the week of the Tour Championship. It'll be at Nevin that Monday and Tuesday, and you already know the Disc Golf World will be there reporting back everything we learn. So make sure to subscribe to not miss it on that. But basically, the purpose of this testing is to be able to practice and refine a series of evaluation protocols that the DGPT will implement in the future. Essentially, this is a practice test for the practice testing, so they know exactly what their evaluation process will look like. Which sounds good to me. This is the first of its kind. Better to work the kinks out than blindly approve things. Kinda how we got into this situation. The homie disc golf fanatics shared this graphic showing the amount of approved baskets, which just seems insane. Tour director Jeff Spring went on to say, early next season, all basket manufacturers will be invited to submit their baskets for official testing and certification for future use on tour. As of right now, all baskets that have already been approved for DGPT use will remain approved. But after the testing at the start of next season, the tour will have an updated set of performance requirements and technical standards. This will be accompanied with a timeline that states when an official update to the approved basket list will be issued. No matter if the baskets are currently approved, if they wish to remain that way, they must submit their equipment for official testing. It also states moving forward, basket manufacturers will be provided with at least one testing and certification opportunity per year. However, with that, additional opportunities may be available based on demand. Oh yeah, and if you miss the testing day, you may have to wait up to a year for testing and approval. Who else is crossing their fingers Prodigy forgets to mark their calendar? The day and the location of testing will be announced this offseason, but one thing's for sure. You're going to have to pay $500 if you want to be considered. In theory, this all sounds like what we've been hoping for, but how exactly does it work? According to the article, it says touring pros will be the ones performing the tests with a series of putts on each basket. This includes from different positions, distances, angles, and honestly, I just hope they have Gannon there for this. Another cool thing is the DGPT media team will be capturing footage for an in-depth review of how each basket performs. Or, if you want to see, just come here and we got you covered. After the testing is complete, the tool will use the data collected to evaluate with the help from StatMando, along with direct feedback from players, manufacturers, and others. Remember, this is just the testing of the testing phase, and the process is in the beginning stages. It is good to see we have Jeff Spring wanting an open dialogue between all parties to ensure the best way to implement the much needed infrastructure for the future of our sport. Now, I don't know too much what to expect, but I do have a picture of a basket that will throw its hat in the ring. Steve Dodge last week at the MVP Open was showing off his new wacky invention, providing more evidence that he's the Willy Wonka of disc golf. Because whatchamacall this, dude? You're seeing that correctly. A poleless basket. Well, sort of. The pole is now off to the side. And if you're thinking one of the sides is completely blocked off, well, you'd be right. I was told the idea was to reward players landing on the intended side of the basket, which makes sense if you're always putting the pole against something like a tree. But if that's in the open, it's going to look dumb as hell. Like a James Proctor out, actually, no need to go there. I would be lying if I said I wasn't hoping for this to be a wacky science fair filled with one-off designs that have been sitting in people's basements collecting dust. Definitely not going to be that, but damn, a guy can dream, can he? I'm glad this is something happening for our sport and will be the next step needed in finding the best equipment the game can offer. But also allowing variety, as I don't think we're going to see a singular manufacturer basket for next season, as the language used suggests the continued use of different baskets per stop. Which is not only a good thing because it's one of the coolest aspects of our sport, but also we'll be able to get more money into the tour. Well, hopefully at least. Let us know how you feel about the new equipment testing and what you're hoping to see. And now, it's USDGC week, my favorite time all year. And if you're going to be here, make sure to say what's up if you see me out there. For now, check out James Conrad doing some cool shit.
Baby, come on. Come on. Oh! I got the perfect height.
JC.
How's that not going?
Damn.